G'day, mate. Welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Roo, and welcome back to another FPL video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at my team selection for Game Week 20 and talking through the transfers I've made or I'm going to make. And yeah, just talking about what other options I can do with my team. I'm currently wearing the Spurs away kit, the nice green one with the pink accents from 2020-2021 season. Yeah, just for good luck, as the North London Derby is this weekend, a massive game, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later on in the video. Also, if you are new around here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, takes 2 seconds. So yeah, just hit that subscribe button. I'll be releasing more FPL videos over the coming months and hopefully years. So cheers. So we'll start off with our goalkeeper. So I have Edison. Really happy. This is probably why I bought in Edison in the first place, was for the double game weeks. Although it is a tough double game week, Man City do have a knack of winning big games against tough opposition 1-0. I predicted this against Chelsea, and if they are going to keep a clean sheet, then yeah, I fancy Edison to get on the bonus as well. This call to bring in Edison from my unlimited transfers at the beginning, post World Cup, was probably my best call of the season, to be honest. I know a lot of others went Cancelo, and that hasn't really worked out because he's been dropped. And that was one of the main reasons for bringing in Edison, was he's more likely to play both games in the double game weeks. And I've just been kind of proven right with how Cancelo's been dealt with, and even Walker. If you were looking to bring in a City defender, I'd probably go John Stones. But yeah, really happy with Edison. Next up, we've got Kieran Trippier. So Fulham at home. I wouldn't say an amazing fixture. Fulham have got Mitrovic and they do score a lot of goals. But Newcastle are really solid. And that's why I've gone for the Newcastle double up with Sven Botman as well. I feel they're really hard to beat, and they kept a clean sheet last time out against Arsenal. So if they can keep out Arsenal, I feel like they can keep out Fulham too. The defence for the other position was a tough one. So I did have Patterson, who's injured, so he's out of the question, and Ben White with Spurs away. I do feel like Spurs will score in that game. So I've gone for Bueno with West Ham at home. West Ham have been terrible recently, and Wolves have been looking better since Locatelli has come in. They do look maybe not as defensively solid as they once were, let's say in the Nuno days, but they look a much better team. And it's like always, their biggest thing is they can't score enough goals. So they're kind of relying on a clean sheet so they can win games, maybe 1-0 or yeah, because I can't see them scoring 3 or 4. So that's why I've gone with Bueno. So we'll move on to the midfield. So I have gone Mo Salah. A lot of people have decided to take out Salah for KDB, but I feel like having that Liverpool cover just in case they decide to turn their season around is smart. And who knows, with Gakpo, that could kind of free up Salah to play more centrally. So that's why I've kept Salah in. I also feel Brighton's defence is not the most solid. They're a great team and they do score a lot of goals, but I still feel like they concede. So even if Liverpool do get beat, I do fancy them to score. And Salah's on penalties and scored midweek as well. I'm also gone for Martinelli in my starting lineup. So with Spurs away, it is a tough fixture, but if Arsenal do score, I do fancy it to come from that right side. Spurs have struggled with kind of wing backs recently, and at the moment Doherty's playing, but it could be Emerson. So and I fancy Martinelli to kind of get the best of either of them on that side. My transfer this week was Trossard out, and I did bring in Marcus Rashford, who has the double game week of City at home and Palace away. So it's not the easiest double game week, but with that Palace fixture, I fancy Rashford to get a few goals, and also fancy him to score against City. Even last time out when United got thrashed by Man City, I think it was 6-3, if I remember correctly. They still ended up scoring 3 goals. So I feel like that game has goals in it, and I fancy Rashford to do the business as he's on fire. He's got 2 midweek as well, which is great. He only came on after I think it was way after the 60th minute mark. He scored 2 within the last, say, 5 minutes. He should have had a hat trick as well. So yeah, really confident for Marcus Rashford, and I'm finally happy to bring him in after regretting it for 3 weeks. So yeah, I also started Almiron. So the decision was kind of Almiron or Andreas, who they play each other, but I've actually gone for Almiron. Newcastle again, like I said, look really, really solid. They'll be buzzing because they're through to the League Cup semi-final. So that's a big, big deal for Newcastle. They haven't won a trophy in about 60 odd years, and I don't think they've been to a semi for ages, for at least probably 20 years. So yeah, fancy Almiron to do well in that game. Although Fulham are a good team, I do think they're just not good enough for Newcastle. So now for the strike force, we'll start off with Harold Edward Kane. So as some of you that have watched my videos in the past, I did take out Kane last week for his 16-point haul against Crystal Palace, and I brought in Mitrovic. And yeah, this week I've just reversed the transfer. I was going to probably take out Martial instead before the double game weeks for Man United were announced. But yeah, with that double game week, there's no way I'm taking him out. So yeah, so I reversed it. I've got Mitrovic back to Kane. I just feel like these games are great for Kane. Last season he scored like a bag full of goals. I think he scored 2 at the Etihad and then 2 at home to Arsenal. And we won both games last year as well. We beat the City 3-2 and then beat Arsenal 3-0 to clinch 4th place. So yeah, that's the reason kind of I brought back Kane. I feel like I want Kane for the rest of the season. He's on fire. I know Spurs have been looking really, really bad recently and not very attacking, but Kulusevski is likely to be back. Son got his goal against Palace last week, so hopefully he can pick up some form. And yeah, I just want Kane for the rest of the season. So I feel like now is the perfect time to kind of bite that bullet, realise I make the mistake of taking him out last week, and yeah, get him back in my team. And I feel like we can score. Spurs can score against anyone on their day. And yeah, like I said, with Kulusevski back, I fancy Kane to get a goal, whether that be from a penalty, set piece, or a 40-yard screamer. We'd also, like I said, kept Martial. So originally I was going to take out Martial and bring back Kane, but with Man United's double game week as well, I've kept Martial in and kind of gone for the double up with Rashford. So Martial actually scored a few goals against the reverse fixture against City this season, although they did get battered, but he came on and scored at least a couple of goals, I think it was. It might have even been a hat-trick. And yeah, Palace away. Palace and Vieira are under pressure at the moment. I know some of their fans are not happy with kind of the way they're playing and their performances. And they're like kind of a lot of teams. They don't really have that striker to put the ball in the back of the net. And I fancy United to win that game comfortably, especially as they're on fire at the moment. I'm just hoping Martial can be featured in both games, as I know his minutes are being managed. He is coming off around the 65 minute mark in most games. So hopefully he can get 120 minutes, say 60 in both, and do some damage. I don't feel like I'll have him for much longer though. I am looking to probably bring in Nketiah around game week 23 when Arsenal double, but we'll talk about that in later videos. I've gone for Haaland captain. So the only other option will probably be obviously Kane and Rashford. I know Rashford is on fire. I feel like Haaland is just too good to not captain him in a double game week. Fair enough when there's other players doubling and he's not, but when he's got a double game week and Manchester City are the second best team in the league at the moment, they're up there. They're kind of not fully clicked yet, but I feel like these are the times that they really do step up. And KDB and Mahrez are big players for the big time of the season. and hopefully they can put some on the plate for Haaland to bag a few. I know a lot of people have been talking about Haaland triple captain. For me, I don't think this is the week. Like I said, although City, they could thrash anyone, they could batter anyone, as we've seen with Man United earlier on in the season. I feel like there's going to be better fixtures coming for Haaland and for City, because for me, Haaland is probably the only option for triple captain. It's kind of rare we have a player like this that has scored so many goals. Like, even when Salah was flying, he'd never got kind of this many in this amount of time. He's broken so many records, and I definitely want to use my triple captain on him. I just don't think this is the right week for it. That was it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts below. Have I completely lost it by taking out Kane last week and bringing him back in for the same player? Or do you think it's better to correct your mistakes early and, yeah, move on? Also, are you triple captain in Haaland or Rashford maybe? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, if you haven't already, just quickly click that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't as well. And I'll catch you next time.